And here's the spoiler. You just need one. Yeah, it's true. I did bring it home on the airplane. I left it in its original packaging, hoping the TSA agents wouldn't think it was some sort of weapon. Let me save you from annoyance, frustration, bad jagged cuts, and hand fatigue. They may be okay for 1 or 2 or 5 cuts, but if you want to sit there and you want to spend hours or just 1 hour getting into the flow of mosaic and tile cutting, those cheap ones are going to betray you. Let's get to it. Welcome back. And if you're new here, my name is Julie. And on this channel, we talk about tips, tricks, tools, adhesives, materials, and specific mosaic projects, all to shorten your learning curve when it comes to creating mosaic art. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please consider subscribing. No one wants to live with regrets. Ugh, they're the worst. And as mosaic artists, we are not sheltered from this. You know, whether it was a design we wish we hadn't gone with, a material we wish we hadn't used, or of course, something we wish we hadn't bought. And now it's too late to return it. Let me know down in the comments if you've made a mosaic purchase that you regret making. As many of you may know, earlier this year, I went through the process of thoroughly cleaning out my studio. I went through every inch of this place, and yeah, I did stumble upon a few things where I was like, ugh, Julie, why did you buy that thing? Sometimes we don't know any better. And sometimes the curiosity gets the best of us and we need to see it in person. We want to use it. We want to incorporate it. It's just that natural curiosity in us as humans and artists. But whatever the case may be, I want to share a few of the items that I've purchased and have regretted, so that if you're in the market for items like this, I can maybe steer you in the right direction so that you don't make the same mistakes that I made. Now, thankfully, I don't have very many regrets when it comes to things that I've purchased for mosaic making. And not only will I show my regrets or share my regrets, but I'll also share the remedy or maybe the thing that I purchased instead, so that you have a better idea of, if you're in the market for that, what you should be buying instead. And I'll include a list with links down below in the description for everything that I share with you today. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get started. Okay, so the first item on my list is this giant ruler. L-shaped ruler. Yeah, I bought this at a stained glass store. I was on a trip. I did bring it home on the airplane. I left it in its original packaging, hoping the TSA agents wouldn't think it was some sort of weapon. Yeah, I've never used it. There are no inches or centimeter markings. There's no nothing. It's literally just a straight edge. Made of some sort of plastic. It's made by LShaped, which is, I don't know if you can see, whoops, watch the chandelier, Julie. LShaped, which is my favorite brand of wheeled glass nippers. And I was just like, oh yeah, this is going to be great. I have bigger pieces of stained glass, bigger sheets of stained glass. So, you know, this will be great as far as cutting down the sheet of stained glass into smaller sizes. And yeah, I've got to have this. I've never used it. No. In fact, what I always reach for is this ruler right here. It's my non-skid ruler. If you can see, it's got cushiony backing here. It does have inches as well as Inches and inches, that's funny. So I love this thing. This is 18 inches. It comes in 12 inches. It comes in 24 inches, 36, 40. I love this thing. This is the thing that I reach for every time. I can put my cutter up against it and just run a score line. It's wonderful. I love this thing. I absolutely love this thing. So I do regret getting the big L-shaped ruler, or it's not even a ruler. It's, you know, a cutter, straight edge. No, it's a straight edge. I'm calling it a ruler. It's not a ruler, but this is my go-to. This is absolutely my go-to. Non-skid backing. It has never failed me. I love this thing. I love it. Okay. With this next item, tell me down in the comments if you've been guilty of this as well. I'll set the scene for you. You're at the craft store or a big box store, and you find a bulk package of mosaic materials. You feel like you've got to have it. Gotta have it. There's very little information on the packaging, but you love the colors or the shapes or the design. So you buy them. Does this sound familiar? This is a true story of something I've done. So you get home and you're excited to work with them, only to learn that the tiles are plastic, or they're cheaply made, or very difficult to cut. Maybe the tiles are of different thicknesses. We all know that can create a challenge in and of itself. Or maybe the glaze or the design that's on these tiles, it gets scratched off with just your fingernail. Can you imagine what your sanded grout would do to the glaze or the design once you started grouting? So what I do instead, which is what I've been doing since that fateful, let's call it a season in life where I just was buying willy-nilly. What I do instead is I buy online and I read the description of the item. Does it say it's ceramic? Does it say glass? Does it give me any information as far as the glaze that's on it? If they're glitter tiles, will it tell me, is the glitter encapsulated into some sort of film on the back? Or is it just sort of like loose? If I can't get enough information from the description, I'll reach out to the manufacturer. I'll reach out to the seller. I'll ask them my questions. I'll ask them about the glaze. I'll ask them about the size, the thickness, whatever it is that may be an issue or a concern for my mosaic. But no longer am I buying willy-nilly at the craft store or the large box stores these packages of mosaic tiles or mosaic materials. I need more information, especially if it's not marked on the packaging label. Okay, we're taking a deep breath here because this next one frustrates me to no end. I needed a cutting tool in the studio that would allow me to quickly make a long, straight score line on ceramic tile. And it's this one right here. It is a rotary cutting tool. So if you see, this has a rotary wheel, okay? And then you put the tile in there, and this, you center your score line here, you come down on, you close the handles, and this is supposed to break your score line, okay? Yeah, I've been taught I don't hate anything. I dislike this tool greatly. I dislike this tool greatly, and I'll tell you why. First of all, the handle is garbage. It sounds harsh, I know, but it's accurate. There's no padding on the handles, and this plastic covering on the handles slips. Then there's the scoring wheel that keeps falling off, like it's auditioning for a circus act. I don't know. I mean, it's so frustrating how it falls off when you're in mid-scoring, which of course screws up your score line. Those of you who have one of these, have you experienced this too? I keep saying the word frustrating, but yeah, it's so frustrating. Now, one alternative to this would be to see if there's a better brand that makes the same tool, that has done a better job with the handle, with the wheel staying on. I'd love to know. I'd love to know about it. But another option, should I need something more robust to score a longer straight line on a tile, would be to invest in a tile score contraption like this. And again, you want to read the reviews and see if it's worth getting. Now, of the reviews of the 5 that I read, this kind of thing seems to be like a toss-up and not very reliable from one brand to the next. There's no clear-cut winner here in what I was reading up on. So you can try to use your glass cutter, like your pistol grip, your Thomas grip, your pencil grip, to see if you can even make a score line in the glaze. I think it's going to be a little difficult, but my go-to when needing to cut a long, straight, clean line on a tile is to use a wet saw. They make big ones, they make small ones. And although a wet saw is awesome and it's going to do exactly what you need it to do, it does feel like a bit overkill, you know, to get out your wet saw and set it up if all you need is to cut one straight single cut on a ceramic or a porcelain tile, you know, with a long straight line. So I'm holding out that a manufacturer will come out with a better quality hand tool for those of us who are just wanting a quick solution. Plus, a wet saw isn't exactly an option if you live in an apartment or a condo. But save yourself the frustration, because this thing is just, it's not there yet. And if any tool manufacturers are watching this, I see you. I would love for you to build a better product for scoring ceramic tiles for mosaic artists. Wow, I mean, this could be so much better. Help. Okay, our next item, we're going to be talking about these little guys right here. Yeah, we're going to be talking about glass cutters. And here's the spoiler. You just need one. Yeah, it's true. Okay, so as you can see, I've got a bunch of them because I want to be able to report my honest opinions to you guys. And in order to do that, I need to buy all the tools. But the reality is, you just need one. They all do the same thing. The difference is how it feels in your hand. But also, your wrist is a big part of your decision-making process. Now, if you've been here on my channel for a while, then you know I'm a big fan of the Thomas grip. This is the first glass cutter that I purchased when I was first learning how to cut stained glass and incorporate it into my mosaic art. But then, as I was buying different models to show you guys here on my channel, plus the fact that I injured my wrist a few years ago, I found myself reaching more and more for the pistol grip instead. I know, I feel like I'm cheating on the Thomas grip here. And even though my wrist has long been healed, I'm still reaching for the pistol grip. So you only need one glass cutter. Choose your model, and that's that. Okay, the next item on my list are cheap wheeled glass nippers. I fell victim to buying a cheap pair of wheeled glass nippers at a craft store when I was first starting to learn how to work with glass in mosaic art. And ooh, Those cheap ones are gonna betray you. Let me save you from annoyance, frustration, bad jagged cuts, and hand fatigue. They may be okay for 1 or 2 or 5 cuts, but if you want to sit there and you want to spend hours or just 1 hour getting into the flow of mosaic and tile cutting, cheap wheeled glass nippers, like I said, I've run into this problem. I've had students who have run into this problem. Yeah, it's a big source of frustration. And here's the thing. You want to get a better pair. You want to get a top line pair of wheeled glass nippers. And are you ready for this? They're only about $10 to $15 more expensive than the cheap pair at your craft store. What is that? A lunch? 3 trips to Starbucks? You know, whatever it is. It's worth investing a little bit more to save yourself frustration. So these are mine. These are mine. These are the Leponit, however you want to say it. These are my wheeled glass nippers. This is the pair that I've been using almost as long as I've been mosaic making, which is over 27 years now. Yeah. They are a workhorse, and I absolutely love them. I'm sure you guys have seen some of my other videos where I talk about cutting glass tile. I can also cut thin ceramic tile with these. China, teacups. In the most recent video where I was cutting ceramic coffee mugs down, there were some that were like a softer ceramic. I was able to use these on them as well. Glass beads, I can use these on. And the big thing is, it's such a, it's where the wheels come together. It's such a fine line that it gives you such a nice controlled cut in your tesserae. I love these things. I can't say enough good things about them. Invest in a good pair of wheeled glass nippers. You will not be disappointed. You want to be able to do everything you can to get in flow as you're working. And if you're fighting against your tools, you're going to come up with excuses. You're going to procrastinate. You're going to fall out of love with the art that you love making. We don't want that. Help yourself out. Invest in a good pair of nippers, or, if stained glass is your thing, get yourself a good quality tool, and you will be so thankful you did. You really will. And like I said, everything will be listed below in the description. Linked, listed, everything. Have fun. Learn from my regrets. And I love you. Thank you for spending time with me today. You are the absolute best. I'll see you soon. Bye. For more mosaic inspiration, check out one of these 2 videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.